Hey, welcome all of you. And welcome to Monty's Chat. And it's a beautiful Sunday right here in the island of Aruba. It's just so sunny all the time. And we're just enjoying the sun. Hey, we hope you had a really nice Saturday yesterday, nice evening. And we welcome you to our home studio right here in the island of Aruba. I'm Monte Cagle, and here is Teresita Cagle. And today we want to spend a little time with you discussing some of the issues and just have a little chat, hanging out together. And we just would like you to join in on all the fun, all the chatting, and all the good news and some sad news. But we just wanted to cover a lot of things that might be interesting to you today, right here from the island of Aruba. And I am author, composer, and missionary, teacher, pastor, father of kids, 10. She's the mother, right here, y'all. Here she is, right here. And also author, composer, entertainer. Hey, speaking of entertainer, did you guys enjoy the little music we did last night? We did a little short thing. And we were just kind of really, actually, what we were doing, we were just kind of getting ready for you guys, you know. And you can see us right here. There we were last night. We were here testing out all the equipment and setting up the studio. And hey, guys, don't forget, you can also comment. And yeah, we really appreciate all of those nice, encouraging comments that you guys have been sending us. And it's always such a pleasure to read these things. We just started doing this stuff like last month, about a month or so ago. And we just like to talk about the issues and kind of give our viewpoints because we think it's fun. We're just sitting at our house during the COVID-19 period, and we're on lockdown again, and we just wanted to talk and chat and cover all the news. And, some of the cool things that's happening around the world. And we hope you guys are enjoying our little chats. And we just love to get together with you guys. And this week, this last 2 weeks have just been awesome. And, like I say, I've been following, and Melly and we've been following the news, what's been going on worldwide, especially what's been happening in the States. We went through the Democratic National Convention, and we also watched the Republican the RNC, the Republican National Convention, and just looking at some of the politics and what's going on. And one of the things that the reason why we are so focused on the States right now is because our kids are there. And it's pretty tough. When you think about nobody's here with us. Everybody's, we're mom and dad. They all have flown and flew the coop. They're all big with their own families of their own. But there happen to be, most of them, in the United States. So we are praying for them and really concerned about our kids over there and what's really happening to them and what's happening in the country. So that's why we talk a lot about the States. Yeah? What do you think? How you been doing, Teresita? How'd you like the show last night?
I liked it. It was very nice. Well, I've been busy making face masks.
Okay.
Because it's mandatory everywhere. This morning I saw people going to church with face masks on. And anyway, I make different ones. See, I sell them. I came up with this style here. It's really, really nice. And see?
Cool. That's really nice.
It's just one piece.
Awesome.
It's totally one piece.
The people here are like you, where you are also, many of you are wearing face masks.
Yeah, they're super comfortable. Anyway, I sell them, and these ones, with these you can breathe. Because usually it's really hard to breathe.
I don't like them. Personally,
and these are
like
to
face
put
masks.
behind your ear.
Does anybody like face masks? Really? You think about it?
I was looking at people going to church this morning, and I'll tell you what I think about it. But first, let me show you this kind. This one is really interesting because this one goes to the back of your head.
Oh, cool.
See? This one is really nice. It goes like this. You put it on, and it goes like this. It just goes in the back of your head.
I hate these things. You can't even talk. You can't even hear anything in this stuff.
But it's really interesting because you don't have to have it behind your ear. Some people don't like stuff behind their ear. So they like to have it behind their head. But anyway, I was thinking about these face masks. And when you see a lot of people walking around with face masks, it actually looks like they have a nozzle on their nose and their mouth.
A muzzle, yeah.
How you call them?
You call them a muzzle. It's like
those things they have for dogs?
Yeah, exactly.
They look like animals. It's like a bunch of animals walking around on the street.
It's sad. I personally don't.
Like.
I don't like that stuff. I don't like it. It just.
They look like animals because the animals have these long these.
But what do you mean? What does it mean to you that they look like animals?
It means like there's a bunch of animals walking around on the street. People, it's almost like we are being treated like animals.
Yeah,
by the whatever.
When you think of it.
Treats the low class or the other people like low class or animals.
Yeah.
And walking around, a bunch of people walking around with that stuff on their mouth, it looks like it's ridiculous.
They're being hurted. It's like a physical manifestation of
almost like you can't talk. You cannot talk, and you're not allowed to talk.
Okay.
Almost, it's like you're not allowed to speak. It's a spiritual manifestation of the physical. No, you cannot express yourself. You can't talk. And because it's so hard for you to hear other people or for you to talk, for people to understand, you just don't talk.
It seems like it. They just
they don't want people to communicate or talk or. So basically, besides people just, I got all this thread on me. Besides people just being on the phone constantly and texting, now it's like, why talk anyway? Nobody can hear me or understand me.
It's really kind of.
It was funny.
It's
and the church next to us, they actually, the people that we're talking. They actually had their face mask on one side like this. They were actually talking like this.
But the thing is...
And what's the point?
The thing is, you see...
They go in the church with the thing on them and they want to talk and express themselves because you want to be able to say what you feel.
Yeah.
They just put it on the side like that.
It's so great. Okay, look.
That's really funny.
It does prevent other people from you spreading it to other people. But at the end of the day, it seems like it's kind of defeating the purpose for what it's made for, because people keep taking it off. You see people, like the other day we went to Wendy's. There's a Wendy's in Aruba. Hey, shout out to Sanjo. Hey, hope you're having a nice time out there. And, we went to Wendy's and you see people all covered up. Now they, in the same room, okay, they're all in the same room. They take the mask off and they're all eating, and and they're talking and laughing, eating with the mask off. So you ask yourself, why are we doing this? Because the germs are going to just pass out. When you're talking, your breath is going out into the air, and you're sitting in an air-conditioned environment, closed in, and you just kind of wonder. It just seems really kind of kooky. But
and guess what?
What happened?
When we went to Wendy's the other day, they wanted us to write I said it before.
Oh, God.
They wanted us to write our name and our address.
God.
And I was like, what is it for? Our name, our address, and our phone number.
Yeah.
Just for us to go and sit in the restaurant, you know. They say it's if somebody gets infected, then they contact you.
Yeah, contact tracing.
Something like that.
Really,
it's contact tracing, but then they'll have everybody's name, everybody's address, and everybody's phone number. But you know what happened here in Aruba? They actually leaked a list of over 1,000 names and addresses and birth dates of people that are positive
Oh my God! What
that
names
are
and birth dates and
positive,
everything?
COVID-19 positive. Yes.
Yeah.
They leaked that, and it's going on the internet. It's circling around on social media, and so they are looking for the people. But it already
You
went
can't find
so
those people
far.
here.
It's spread out. They don't know the source of it. They can't trace where it started. But it's already, everybody has a database, whatever, of all the people that are infected, and that's like 1,000, but now there's like almost 2,000. But that
This
was
is a
like
little
last
baby
week.
island, and
That
it's
was
like,
last week.
and for this island, it's a catastrophe. This COVID situation,
Yes.
and I mean, who knows? You really kind of boggles your brain. You wonder, oh, is it really a hoax? Is it really true? Da, da, da. But a lot of people around here don't know the people who have it on this little island, and now it's
if you have
starting.
the internet, you know now. But guess what? Everybody, this lady said to me the other day. She said, "You know what? I'm so distrustful of being around anyone because you don't know who. I mean, really, who could be carrying it. So you want to avoid anyone." Like we were walking on the street the other day, and these people were made it just a circle around us like that. This couple just
God.
around, so not to have to pass us. It's like, where's this world going?
They're just kind of
weird.
dehumanizing us and making us all separate and not be humans again, like cattle, and we're not asocial and not shaking people's hands anymore and things like that. But this all will be short-lived. I mean, it's going to last a
You're
while.
supposed to shake elbows.
Yeah, although you see these
then
world leaders, they come off the planes and they're like
shake
boom, boom,
hand.
boom, boom. But
That's so
I think it's
funny.
going to.
I think
And so-
eventually people are gonna wear they're gonna wear gloves.
You'd have to. I guess Michael Jackson. Hey,
The two of them. I think people are gonna wear gloves.
wear gloves. So.
Because when you go into the store, you're touching things. You're touching the money.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you're
mean,
going in the store and you
have a
touch
face
articles,
mask, but you touch everything.
and then you and if you forget to wash your hands to get home, okay, you're going to.
But what if you have to scratch your eye, or you have to scratch your
you just
your
try not to
face
scratch
when
your
you
face.
are in the store.
You try not to scratch your face, and you try not to scratch
you
your
can't
eyes,
do that.
or just scratch on your mask. At least you
Can't do
at least you
that.
can kind of help
I
a little
always
bit.
forget, not to move my mask aside,
Mhm.
Or if you want to have a snack while you're out.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is, everywhere, in every store you come, you have to spray that thing in your hands, right?
God, it's
You have
tough.
to spray the thing, but before you come in, so basically, so they don't get infected. But what
Right.
about all the stuff that's there?
Listen, it's really hard
Then
to control
you
that.
go outside. And
It's hard to
that's it.
control that. You can't control all
But my
those things.
fingers are totally infected by
With COVID-19?
these-
Ah!
No, by these terrible sprays.
Oh yeah, you gotta
These
use
sprays
this,
are so terrible
so-
for you. They are really bad for you, for
Well,
your
this is-
hands. They're making your hands super dry, and in every store, you have to spray that thing. We don't
Well,
know
we
what
just have
they
to
put
pray.
in
We
there.
just have to pray that these things.
I think
are
in
answered.
one store they even had bleach.
What?
They had
Put
bleach.
what? They put pure bleach?
in
That's
a
not true.
It's pure, because I smelled my hands. They would put pure bleach, and my
God.
hands are totally allergic. I'm totally allergic.
Well, you
to
better
all
stay
these-
home. Well, they got
I
us
better
locked all
stay
in.
home.
Yeah.
Because of these different chemicals all mixed up. One store has this, one store has pine sol, one has bleach, one has alcohol, one has ammonia. Everything has something else, and one of them had super diluted. It's
Bleach? Was it
diluted-
bleach? Was I was
I don't
diluted
know what
bleach.
it was.
But
But
anyway,
they, if they run out, they just put water.
oh my
And you
God.
just have to imagine that it's. I hope so. It's better if it's only
Oh
water.
God. Well, but
Anyway,
well, before we get into talking today, we just really like to thank you guys for giving us these nice notes, and we really appreciate everyone. We like your comments. If you like to comment during our little chats, feel free, and we read every comment, and we try to answer every letter. Also, we like to ask you, and want to thank you, like the videos. Please like our videos and comment on it. And also, you can see and hear us on YouTube, the Monte Cagle YouTube channel. And also a little reminder, if you'd like, we really would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And when you go by, just hit the little subscribe button, bing, and hit the bell, bang. And when a new video comes out, you can get it right at the Monte Cagle YouTube channel.
That's right.
And like she was talking about the masks that you can order them
masks
online. Also, don't forget my book, Racism and the Cure. There is a cure, you know, folks, to this dreadful disease. So you can get that at montecagle.com at our website. You can get it right there. And hey, let's get into man, you know what? I am fired up. Nah. over the things that are going on.
What's been happening?
I'll tell you what's been bugging me. Not bugging me, but you get in the morning. We get up in the morning and you just pray, and we have little devotions every morning. You know, two of us. Okay, we're just locked in here, and every morning when you pray and afterwards, we always take a little time to glance over the news, little news feed, and see what's going on, and you know, it's incredible what's happening worldwide, and especially they're pushing heavily this situation of Black American men being shot by the police and excessive force of police in America. And I'm really torn because you watch all this stuff, and you know, well, I know there's an end to it all, and there is going to be a wonderful answer and result to answer to all these things that are happening with the situation in America, with politically, and what's really bugging me is that I just really hate about this stuff is the news media, how they portray all these different talking points, and how they. Well, I talked a little bit about the Washington March that was done on Saturday, and talked a little bit about some of the other things that are going on in the country. But you know, we have a very close friend. My brother-in-law lives right next to us. Melody's brother. He's very intelligent man. He's our age, a little older than us, and he knows his history. He is awesome. He knows his history, world history, and he's very politically minded. And he's watching the news. He's trying to stay abreast of all these things that are going on every single day. He goes, "Oh, America has 180,000 cases of COVID." And then he came back, and one morning, and yesterday morning, he came and said something to Darius. He said, like, "Hey, they're killing all the Black American young men in the streets, and the police are hunting." It was like it's a real horrible situation, and it's like this going on and that going on. And okay, Aruba and the Caribbean is influenced greatly by Holland. They get European news, so you get this idea that police are running around the street, hunting all Black men and trying to persecute them, and they're shooting them and stuff like that. So I was sitting there thinking about it, yesterday, and it's true. When you watch, for example, I'll show you, when you watch the world news, right? Like, for example, here, you look at the situations that's going on around the world, like here, you look at the regular news, you see that's what's happening, the CBS News. That's one mainstream news media. And then you look at, a lot of times I go to BBC and I check European news through BBC, or I go to the French news to get a little idea. And then a lot of times I like to go to Al Jazeera, and then I'll go to other articles and I'll read through all these different things. But basically, there seems to be an agenda that I'm not too keen on. I do trust a lot of the news agencies and some of the things they say, but some things when they just say outright lies, you feel really bad. I used to really like CNN. I used to watch CNN all the time. Now, I'm not saying this because of Trump, guys, but seriously, we used to always, really?
Yeah,
we always watched CNN. We didn't watch any other news agency hardly ever when we first got together years ago when we came to the States. But now it's like you watch this thing and it's almost like straight propaganda all the time.
Right.
And then some of the other news agencies in America, and you just get so tired of hearing. And you know, the last 3 years it's like Trump, 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 Trump. There must be other things happening besides Trump. You know what I mean? So and then
I don't even think they give you.
they don't talk
news
about anything
from
else but Trump,
anywhere else
Trump,
besides
Trump, Trump, Trump. You try to see what's happening, you know, and you just hear about Trump all the
But
time.
I also find they give too much of their own opinion.
Right, and
Every
that's the
single
thing.
one, they give.
So
They just give their
So-
opinion to anything, but they don't just read the news.
Right.
They're supposed to be anchors to read the news, I think, aren't they?
well, they're supposed to, you know,
And they
you
just
have a
read the
you have a
news,
national
give you an
have
idea what's going
what
on.
is like you have a national wire service,
Uh-huh.
and this like Reuters or some other national wire services, they get their news from that.
Right.
Then they take it out, and then they follow up on agents that might be following a specific subject. They'll be out on the field, you know, and they try to give you a video view, you know, of what's happening with a particular news is coming out.
Right.
So, but by the time now, like it's true, I didn't really grasp that until I really got into a little more since I came back to the western side of the world, you know, over here in North America and South America. They have these specific ideas and narratives that they want to project on the general public, and you sit there and you say, God, I wonder what happened here. I wonder what happened there. This bomb went out. You don't hear anything. It's just, but now it's just like Trump, Trump, Trump. Of course, I know it's a election year, and everybody's up
still
in arms about
A
it.
lot of
But a lot of things are happening
time
in the
till
world besides these
November.
things, you know, huh?
There's still a lot of like it's only what September almost September, October, November.
But
3 more months.
see, in America, they're really like Teresita. It's like they have to whip the public up
Oh, yeah,
into
it's
either
so
voting
good.
for this
We're friends.
candidate or that candidate.
yeah,
So it
so-
turns into like a real frenzy, you know.
Wow.
The only thing I really hate this year is just I really see this. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, but this only thing okay, look. I've been living in Europe for many years. Recently, I lived in Africa a lot longer, but in other places, in Europe. Okay, the Black African issue is not a big issue there. You know, living in Germany and France, and then like so when you come here, I was kind of away from all these things, you know, for a while. But the impression I got, like I said with your brother-in-law, he was like, "Hey man, they're hunting down." Like I saw a news article, and some of my friends have written me, and then I've seen other things that you get the impression, like especially in Europe, that the police are all running around in America trying to hunt down black men and kill them. That they're totally, you know, like ravished. They're ravished. They're being checked out. They're looked at, and you just say, look, you know, in life, you just kind of want to know what is the truth. What is the
guess
truth?
they
Let me
feel-
tell you this. Look at this like this. This is what happened. Now, this is what really teased me off. Okay, I won't show it here, but in my hometown, a little town in South Carolina, it's called Dillon, South Carolina. I grew up there, like the first 17 years of my life.
Mhm.
Now, the first 15 years of my life, I lived right across the street, in my main street, from the police department. Right.
Okay.
So this is in the 50s. Like, okay, from 53 till 67, I lived across the street. 66, I lived across the street from the police department. Now, before racial integration really took off in South Carolina, and South Carolina is the epitome of racism and bigotry in America. Okay, so we lived across the street. Okay, just, let's say what, 300, 400 feet from the door of our town's main police station. Now, the early 50s till about
Were the
the early
policemen
60s,
white
they were all
or
white.
black?
They were all white. And I think later on they had a white guy. You know, I remember Mr. Graves. He became, I think he was the first black police member in the police force in my town.
Uh-huh.
He passed away a few years ago. God rest his soul. But anyway, our house front door was I could look right at my front door, stand on the porch. It was a 2-story building. Here, I'll give you a picture of it right here in this, my book. You can see it. That's the building right there.
Or did you throw rocks at them?
And so, no, it wasn't like that, man. And look at this. Let me tell you, they were all white. All the policemen. There must have been like seven or eight.
And did you guys live in fear?
So look, let me tell you, let me give you all the circumstances of our home. Okay, it was a 2-story house. It was like 8-bedroom house. And all my uncles and their wives at one point were all living there. Now, my grandmother lived there. My great-grandmother lived there. Now, these people were all BLACK, black. I hate to say African Americans because we're Americans, but we happen to be black. Mm-hmm. All right, so my uncles lived there. My aunts lived there. Mm-hmm. And they had every opportunity over those 15 years to come and take us to jail and shoot us.
You guys thugs?
Well, we weren't thugs, we had our quirks and irks, but we were trying to be, I would say most of us, we were trying to be law-abiding citizens.
I think they're trying to shoot thugs.
Oh, yeah, well, let me get this point out. So, I'm sorry it's a little slow, but anyway, let me get this point out. I'm just trying to set the circumstances. So they had every opportunity to come in there, grab us all out of the house, and shoot us, and kill us, and hunt us down, or maim us, or whatever. We never, and many of my friends that black Americans and their families, I never saw them. And it was a police station. It was a jailhouse was right there too.
Wow, in front of your house?
In front of, just a temporary jailhouse overnight. They kept you overnight. Okay, it had a bigger jailhouse, right? But I never saw them grab any of us. So you get this impression like, they're after all these black men in America. And so until 1968 or 70. Okay, I left my town in 1971, and and in 71, that's when they desegregated all the high schools and everything. All the desegregation kicked in, and all the black people had to go to the same school. So here we were living in our town, and we were trying to be law-abiding, upstanding citizens. But they never got. But you get the impression that they're after every black man, and the police are like, and okay, I lived through Jim Crow, right? And the house was this house downstairs was a restaurant, and I could only look at the window because this restaurant belonged to white people. Mm-hmm. It belonged to us. The building belonged to us, but they rented the thing. But you couldn't go in the front door. So anyway, the point is, they never killed us. They never were hunting us.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't. They didn't kill us. And many black people in America, in my town, didn't get thrown in jail. Right? You had occasional drunk. There's a few drunk. But behind our house, our cousins, who were living on the completely black street, Hampton Street. The police would come there. People get drunk on Saturday night. They have parties out there, and occasionally, I guess they would go to jail. But nobody got beaten beyond recognition, shot, and they were all white police.
But do you think it's something that happened
What?
lately?
Well, it's okay. Let's be honest.
It's
Okay,
been escalating.
I personally don't believe that it's any worse than it was then. But right now,
from the 50s.
Okay, let's be honest. The country as a whole has turned away from God. Okay, let's put this in perspective. Okay, they're taking God out of school. Uh-huh. They are, it's less and less emphasis on the family, right? It's like every man for himself. America's just turned into every man for himself, right? Mm-hmm. So of course things have gotten worse. Now you got to remember that Leave It to Beaver and Amos and Andy and all those people were going on when we were kids. Lassie, and people were more godly. They respected law officials. They respected people in their schools. You were taught, you better not talk back to this person. You got it? When you were a kid, you didn't talk back to people, and you were respectful. They taught respect. So anyway, now, okay, fast forward 50 years. Okay, no God, no education, no godly education hardly, and just beliefs and, oh, I think this and I think that about God, but not actually preaching the word of God. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is there are instances, and most of these people that they're capturing, I went back, I said, God, who are these? Who's Breonna Taylor? Who is George Floyd? Okay, who is Jacob Blake? And who is the guy from Ferguson? What, you remember him? There's a lot of these people, okay? Almost 80% of these people were in the process of doing some kind of crime who got shot. Okay, Breonna Taylor, okay, it seems like a different kind of story, Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's good that they killed these people or hurt them or shot them. I am totally disgusted that they shot this guy 7 times.
Well, it looks like, look, they said
What?
that he was fighting with police.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like...
Okay, on the other side of the car.
Okay.
And then, but they only show you the side of the car where he was walking to.
Okay.
He was walking to the other side, and he was actually, they said there was a knife in the car.
All right, okay.
But he has been in and out of jail.
That's
they
true.
Said.
But
It's like actually a real problem case, and he's fought with police, and he's into maybe was drugged out.
Okay, well there.
So, the thing is that the police, they actually sometimes they have to react. It's either kill or be killed.
They'll kill you. I mean,
What would you do? What would you do if you were police? And this guy has a potential of either stabbing you or shooting you. What would be? You can't tell if the guy actually had a gun.
Okay.
So they could not prophesy.
What do you
this
think?
guy has a gun.
What do you think? I mean,
So he gets a knife. Yeah, of course you can't do so much with the knife. But if he actually had a gun, all those police guys would be history.
They would be
so
dead.
So they had to react first.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that is what really.
You don't become a policeman if your life is in danger all day long.
They know their lives are in danger, but the American public has gotten worse over the last 30 years, 30 to 40 years. They've totally abandoned God.
Would you think they would not do that in China?
Are you kidding?
If in China you fight with the police.
If you're in China and you fight with the police.
Or Russia or any other place, or Germany or whatever. Do you think that the police would not have reacted like that?
I don't think. I just know that if you're in Europe, you know how it was when we were in Europe. If you mess with the police and you resist, if you even touch a policeman in Europe,
put you in jail.
In Germany, bam, you're gone. You put you in jail. You don't fight.
They throw away the key.
Yeah, it's all right. In France, are you kidding me? And in Africa, they beat you. They come out and they're like, oh, they beat him so bad. And you're in Africa, man. If you steal, they'll run behind you and grab you. The population will grab you, and they'll beat you. And when they finish beating you, then the police come, and the police beat you back, beat you all the way back to the precinct. So it's really sad.
So the thing is that's happening right now is that I find people should not provoke. Look, the police right now is like edgy right now. They're super on edge. They're scared for their lives because a whole bunch of them got killed. So they're basically scared to death.
Of course.
So at any moment you look at them, they call you a gun.
But look, okay.
They're scared that they're going to be shot.
They have certain guidelines that they have to follow when making contact with a situation. They have certain protocols to follow. Now, okay,
did different
in America,
ones shoot him or only one?
One guy. One guy shot the guy.
Maybe he couldn't. He's not a sharp shooter. Maybe every time he missed, he shoots.
No, he didn't miss. His gun would go
to right, left, and then.
But if you're freaking out, even I don't care the best person, unless you're some kind of super spy or super military person, but. Okay, look. There's I don't believe there's justification for the guy to be killed.
Always hits
right. That's a movie.
Or Steven Seagal. It's always right. One shot is it.
That's a movie. But the point is, I do believe that there should follow a certain protocol, and they do have protocols to follow. But sometimes everything's happening so fast, you don't have time to follow every law. We're just going to cover it all today. I don't care if you guys hang out with us, just hang out and
let's see.
And let's just see. What do you guys think about all this stuff? But the point is that there are, and this is what let me just say this point. There are so many people who get shot and hurt by the police who are Indians. You don't ever hear about the Indians. I feel sorry for Indians, like Native Americans. Okay, I'll say the Native Americans. You don't ever hear a word. You don't hear people.
Peaceful people.
You don't hear nothing.
They don't.
And then you don't hear about other Indians. You don't hear about the white people who get shot. Now, don't tell me that they don't get shot, because when I was a kid, white people got shot too by the police. By the white police came in there, and guys trying to rob a bank. Boom. Okay, look at Al Capone. Look at Jesse James. All these bank robbers. Right. America is cowboy country. It started on that. But everybody, until slaves started getting off the plantations, were all white, and they all got shot. And even in the 60s, you would see people who got shot, and they were white people. White people are still getting shot by the police. But you never, ever, ever hear or see anything about some white person that got shot. When you go to the post office, right. Wanted, blah, 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 on forgery, or wanted, so and so, and you look at the list, it's like that.
Most people are white.
They're white. Wow. But you don't ever see it in the news. I'm not trying to, I just feel, and I've seen it. Look at the statistics. I was looking at this thing here this morning. Also, I want to bring this up to you. I saw this, and I was a bit taken back. This little article here, and unarmed black man doesn't mean what you think it means. I was looking at some of the statistics, and I was just kind of looking on the net. In Google, they always put up all the black people first. They put all the people that got shot first.
Do they mean that just because he's not armed, that doesn't mean you can shoot at him? Is that what it means?
Well, it means that unarmed black man, it's like a lot of times the black people were robbers. Like, all these people are getting shot. I dare some of these people say that they're not criminals or crooks.
George Floyd.
I dare they say it. Every single one that's shot is doing some kind of crime. Not every single one, but I'd say about 80%, right? Or some kind of fight. They fight the police and all this kind of stuff like that.
Right.
Like, they're always fighting the police. You don't fight the police in Europe. You don't fight the police in Africa. You see, get him, beat him, I would lick him. Bam, bam, bam. It's like they come in, the people come in, and okay, America is not Africa, but I'm just saying, this police thing is a joke. As in the rest of the world, it's like they just come in, they just bam. The authorities, they have the right. They come in, they beat your butt to death, or whatever, and then they take you and throw you in jail. But America, okay, it's America. But the thing is now, I think the reason, let me just kind of make it short, is that it's hypocrisy. It's an election cycle, period. In 2 months, 2 to 3 months, they're going to decide who's the president of the United States. Now, I'm going to be honest. Look, the Democrats, people, everybody's trying to do what they believe in, and so like the Republicans. But I've seen this over and over again. And living in South Carolina, you can see that they've always used fear. They use heavy fear tactics on black people. They always have. You know what I mean?
Meaning?
Like, they want a certain thing. They want to keep the status quo to things, the way things have been going in America. And all black people, I'd say about 90% of them vote Democrat. And they want to, and without their vote, they can't get the seats.
Right.
They can't go back into Congress or back into the Senate or become a president. Okay, Joe Biden's Democrat. Just explain you, right? She's an outsider. But anyway, So they want desperately Joe Biden to win. So you've seen all this over the last few years. I can't believe all the stuff that they've been doing. Why couldn't they just let the guy do his little 4 years, you know?
Yeah, but now there's another 4 years.
And 4 years, bam, he's out there. Then they can do all the crap they want. You know what I mean?
Then he wants to be another 4 years.
He wants to be another 4 years
So
now.
what
But,
now?
well, let him do 4 years. Get it over with.
8 years goes.
It goes really fast. I
Look at
remember.
Obama.
I remember when we first got married. I remember, who was that? Jimmy Carter was in power or something like that. Around about that time. And so Obama, he did his 8 years. George Bush, he did his 8 years. Bam. All these different people, 8 years. Bam, it's over. It's finished. Then the next guy gets in. He does all his little hocus pocus. And he makes all these new laws and blah, blah, blah. They always throw the laws out anyway when the next guy gets in. So I don't get this whole Trump thing. You know, it's like he's not God. He's just a person. And they're actually, with all their wrangling and stuff, it gives me the impression that he's God or something. They're trying to throw God out. Anyway, the point is, I don't want to get too political. Everybody's freaking out. But the point is that you really got to look at all sides of the coin. And I disagree. I don't believe they're doing.
Do you believe that getting rid of weapons will solve the problem?
This is another issue. Oh, it's heavy. It's good you brought that up. How in the world is passing laws to keep people from getting guns? America is a Wild West. Everybody lives on guns. If you, okay, I'm sorry. I don't care what you guys think, but then I saw that couple. Now this is really stupid. I was sitting there looking at this couple, right? These guys are coming into their house. These white people were in their house. You know, the typical, nice house. Yeah. They got tons of money. Lawyers. So these Black Lives Matter guys come in there. White guys, other white guys, and a few black guys too. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. I don't want to get into that. But they're coming to the people's house. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. And they come into their house and they break the gated. They come into a gated community. Number one. Number two, they're coming up to the guy's house and they basically say, "We're going to burn your house down and kick your butt down to space." So why would you? Okay, let's say would you stand there? I don't care if they're white. Would you stand there like an idiot and go, please, you want to kick my butt? Please come in and kick my butt. You can do whatever you want. You can stomp me. And the guy goes, hey, you can rape my wife. Okay, here. There she is. You think you're going to stand there like an idiot and not do anything? I'm just saying, I'm just being common sense. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's always, they pulled out guns against these people. If you have a registered arm that's registered to protect yourself, you're going to go get it. I'm sorry. It's just fantasy.
Even if it wasn't registered.
Even if it wasn't freaking registered. Somebody coming to burn your house down and kick your butt down to space. What are you going to do? Just go, okay, kick my butt down to space. I don't care. You do whatever you want. I mean, that's just insanity.
That makes sense.
So this whole world right now, it's like they're losing their mind. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Nobody does that, It's like and that's what I'm saying. That's what's really weird. And I just wanted to say the police, as far as saying that, back to this little point, but when I was a kid, they were people. They were just people. I believe all these guys are just people like anybody. They're not God. Mm-hmm. And all these policemen who work and do their jobs, whether they're black, white, Latino, or Indian, or whatever, they just want to do their little job, get their little paycheck, and if they got a wife and kid, they want to go home at night, and they want to spend time with their wife and kid, and have dinner, and then go to bed. They're trying to live. They're trying to take care of their families, right? Now, this is one point that I really do believe. You might not agree with me, but I do believe that many people and many officials don't care about the people, and that they are, you can say it's a conspiracy theory. I believe these people actually figure this stuff out and they orchestrate false flags. They get these people to do these things, or they act it out. I'm not saying that they killed. Okay, Jacob Blake was a orchestration of some kind of play.
He didn't get killed.
Okay, he didn't get killed, but a lot of stuff they do these psyops all the time, and especially in America, people do these things to present different narratives and play out these little secret things. You know, like George Epstein and all these other people. They do these things and tell us, the public, the general public doesn't know whether they're lying or not.
Right.
And all these, like, we sit there and watch James Bond, and we watch all these movies of espionage where they do these games and play these things with people. I think a lot of these things are orchestrated to get the results that these leaders want.
That's true.
And who knows if they say, look, okay, it's election year, so kill all the niggas you want. You know what I mean? Like,
I might have a bonus.
And you know,
so
okay, guys, I don't want to be weird, too weird, okay, but they said, look, I used the N-word. Oh my God, I used the N-word. The niggas and the bitches and the niggas and the hoes and the bitch. You hear it every day. So who cares? So anyway, so they do this game. I really do believe that they actually stage these things, or they have these little guys and these psyops where, okay, we're gonna make them do this. Are they? And the thing is, I saw this on regular mainstream news. They pay these guys. They pay these guys to go to these different towns to do all these riots. Right? Wow. They actually pay. So here's back.
I heard that people saw them dropping off bricks.
Yeah, like when they
trucks drop off bricks.
When
that people have bricks to throw on other people.
When they do these things, they come up with a bag full of bricks, or frozen water balloons, and all kinds of stuff. They have it prepared to do this. Now, why are we as the general public sit there and we watch this, and they say, oh, they're trying to defend themselves. They're trying to protest peaceably. How in the world can it be peaceably and you throwing rocks at the police? You got it with guns, and like I was saying, you know, it's like these people are Marxist. Now you remember when we were in Venezuela, right?
Yeah, it used to be really nice.
It was nice, man.
It was rich. People had money. They were spending. Their music everywhere in every corner. We made a lot of money there doing music. Yeah,
we did a lot of stuff there in Venezuela. Right now, in Venezuela, you can't.
It's like
people don't have food.
Around. We have a friend there. He can't go to another town.
He can't even go to another town.
You can't ride your car because there's no gas.
That's what they say.
Most of the time there's no electricity.
Hey, but look at this. Venezuela has the biggest oil reserves in the world.
But there's no refinery.
Okay, they used to come here. Okay, they would use the refinery that we have in Aruba to refine their oil, right? But then, I don't know, I think they built their own refinery at one point.
Yeah, I think they have their own, but it's lacking parts.
So it's like they don't have parts to repair the place, right?
Something like that, but it just seems like.
But anyway, just to kind of tie it in, it's just so everybody's out there in the street, and these new leaders who are coming up. I wish there was somebody else besides Trump that could oppose these guys, but the guy is the only one they got for the Republican Party right now.
That's the only one.
And so we could get this stuff over, because I am so sick of hearing about Trump. I think Trump.
Hey, maybe
Trump,
they should
Trump,
have a different running mate.
Who?
For the Republicans, maybe they'll vote for the other person.
No, they can't.
They can't? When you're the president, you're the only one for your party?
Well, unless you were a really bad president. If you were a really bad president for your party for those 4 years, they say, well, that's why they have the convention. They have the convention to nominate the person who's going to run for the next 4 years.
And so nobody else can run for it? Next to the president.
I was saying somebody else. I'm sick of Trump stuff. Anyway, the point is that they would nominate, but okay, look, guys. I don't care if you call me. You can call me any name you want to call me, just since you called me to dinner. The guy got in there. I really researched. I was looking up some of the stuff he did, like the thing about black colleges. Okay, one of the speeches yesterday at the March on Washington, the guy said we need more money for black colleges, right? Okay, I went to a black college, St. Augustine College in North Carolina, in Raleigh, and every year these guys are like, oh, please give us some money, help us to be able to keep our black colleges going, Voorhees and all these things, and from what I read, okay, I read this with my eyes. The guy, I didn't look at their spreadsheet for their financial report for the year, but he worked to get large allotments for the black colleges, and they gave like 3 times, 4 times what they normally give to the black. I don't even think they give to the black colleges in America until this dude came around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, you know, the government.
How do they get money for that?
I think they get a little bit of money from the government. Okay, guys, you fact checkers out there. I could say, basically, we weren't getting the money we were getting now in black colleges. So, like, and this year, he worked out getting more black colleges. They fundraise, and, like, you know, the churches, like, a lot of black colleges were Christian based. So for example, our church, AME, what I used to belong to was AME Church. We used to give a portion of our tithes and things and donate to black colleges that our particular denomination sponsored, right? But anyway, the government, the last few years, the guy scooped up a scoop. I don't know how he got the money. He gave it to black colleges. So every time they say these things, Donald Trump, their administration allotted money, and you don't hear about it in the news. But you got to dig this stuff up. This dude actually did get money allotted for the black colleges in America. So you say, well, okay, he's a monster, he's racist, he's this and that. But the facts, like I say, like I haven't been in America. I could care less about what they go through politically. But when you sit down and you level-headedly look up all the information that's being spewed out on the news. But I just want to be fair. I don't care about Donald Trump. I just want to be fair, right? You look at all the stuff the dude did in the last. He went in and said, "Look, before he gets, I'm going to do this, right?" He gets in from day one, and bam, he starts. Okay, all the other racial crap, and he's. I don't know, and I didn't really get into it because I know the guy's going to be going either this year or in 4 years, right? So I look at it like this. All the money and all the effort and all the lies and all the things they do in the dossier and the Russia thing and all this other stuff and and coronavirus, whatever they're going to come up with next, could have saved it. Like 4 years, we all could have had peace. We all could have just lived our lives. And Donald Trump. The same black people, the niggas gonna vote for the same Democrat people that they always, since I was a kid, okay? I remember standing on that porch that I just showed you about. And we were waving those, I don't know, the big thing was Goldwater and I think Johnson. And they were all waving the flag, Democratic flags, the Democratic shields and all this stuff. I didn't know what in the world was Democrat and Republican. I didn't have a clue.
I think it changed through the years.
Right. Okay, so now, but I will say now, I'm going to say this, and I really would like to get this out there. It's enough for black people who are following these Antifa and Black Lives Matter. I'm just going to say Black Lives Matter is a Marxist front. It is. They say it in their manifesto on the news. And so you're just like, why are we as black Christians following these people and advocating this cause? And the thing, I'm going to say this before I go, the Black Lives Matter sponsor, the main sponsor is George freaking Soros, who was a, you know what, I'll make the swastika sign, like that. And you can look at all his interviews. And he sponsored. How you think all the black people get that money? What do you think they get? Where all these black people coming out here getting all the money to do all this stuff? They ain't got they're broke. And black people ain't got no money. to go out there. Oh, who's standing up for it? Where do they get the money from? They get them from all these organizations and all these foundations. And when you trace, you do the paper trail and you go back and you look up all this stuff. A Joe Blow. I'm a Joe Blow black dude. I really want to know where they get all this money. And so I go online, like there, you can go online. It's free. It's free to go online. You go online and you look all this stuff up. And then, look, sorry. Every time you start talking about that, they always stop it or something. But anyway, so you go online, you look it up.
Just we're having trouble playing this video.
You're right. There's no video. It's like they always, they try to block these things sometimes. As soon as you start talking, get too heavy. So anyway, if this thing is still being recorded, I just want to say.
That's really weird.
I just shoot. Anyway, I guess we get too heavy. We get almost an hour. But as soon as you start talking about that, they take you off.
A lot of people, I guess, they need to hear this.
This is so ridiculous.
They say that this vote in November, it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
What direction the country is going to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the success of the country depends on this vote here in November.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, the point is,
but
it's
listen,
still.
You know what? I wish.
It's still running. Looks like.
But
I think they took it off.
The person who's supposed to win wins.
Exactly.
No matter who it is, it doesn't really matter. But as long as they don't throw God out or anything like that, because a nation is dependent on the blessing of God.
Right.
Because all through the Bible, all through history, if a nation forgets, if a nation forgets or throws God out,
Mm-hmm.
they get they get spanking or they get cursed. What was that verse about? And all the nations.
Oh yeah. It says I think it's Psalms 7:19
all
or
the
4:19.
nations that forget
It says,
God.
The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. So,
but it happened, you see in the Bible over and over again that he was trying to teach his people, or the people that he used as an example, for us to learn. When they forgot God, they had a terrible time.
exactly.
When they loved God and when they honored God and respected God and thought about God and kept the morals and all that stuff, they were blessed with prosperity, with good health. The nation was just really prosperous and everything like that.
Right.
So just because it happened before and just because now it seems like the same rules apply.
Right.
Because when you throw something up, it comes down. Whether
Exactly.
you did it 50, 100, 300, 5,000 years ago, or whether you do it now, it's the same rules that work. So when you love God, God will bless you and your nation, your country, everything like that. But when you throw God out, then you're not going to be
That's
blessed.
true.
So
That's
if
true.
the people want to have a godless society and a godless rule without police and everything like that, maybe they should get
That's what they should get.
And they should then see, because the Bible says they gave them their requests and sent leaners to their shore.
That's
and
true.
Because life is like a school. It's like a learning school, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have to learn sometimes by knocking their head against the wall or by going through what they really want and then seeing, oh shoot, I messed up. I mean,
Right.
we go
That's
through
true.
that all the time.
Do we ever?
Do we ever? We want something really bad and God knows it's not good for us, but sometimes He just gives us as, okay, here, take. And then we realize, oh no, it's really not what I need.
Exactly. That's true.
So maybe that's going to happen.
Maybe
So
that's
I just
definitely
wish that everything would work out and that the people can finally live in peace.
Well, it's not going to change. Like, as far as living in peace, they're not going to have peace. Okay, when the election's over, all this it's going to go. It's going to drop like a rock. Watch me. Watch me. Or unless they want to keep it whipped up until they go ahead and throw the country over. I mean, America is due for a spanking, and it's due for a big upheaval politically and economically right now. It's coming up. So whether Trump wins or Biden's, I hope Biden wins personally, because sooner they get the country turns to to hell, the sooner all this stuff will be over and then Jesus will come.
Right.
Well, not Jesus come right just because America falls, but there's a lot of Bible prophecies that are being fulfilled, and we are.
It actually, all the things that are written in the Bible, the prophecies have to
They gotta happen.
fulfilled.
And one of the main things is that
One of
America
those
has to
main
fall.
things.
America has to be. It says they shall. Well, it doesn't say the word America in the Bible, but it does say that there's this whore, right?
Right.
And that she this last, symbolism in the Revelation is like about, I know they're referring to in this book of Revelation, in Revelation 17, they're referring to a whore that's riding a beast, right? A 10-headed beast.
Right.
And you can study that at my website, and there's tons of stuff on the net about who this whore is, and they're riding this scholar covered beast, red beast. So it's, according to prophecy, it's got to fall.
Right.
So this is the beginning or the end, the middle of it, or whatever, the very last few vestiges of time before the country falls.
Right.
So I do hope that you guys are ready and that you're really prepared and that you really are looking well to your families, having food, having water, and get ready for any kind of emergency that might come up. Well, I mean, we're not trying to be alarmists, but as soon as you start going down that rabbit hole and going that direction, talking about these things, you only see the end results. And if you'd like to know the outcome of it, read the book of Revelation. And we do implore you all to please read the Bible and think and consider receiving Jesus Christ as your Savior. He does love you, and we all love you. And to wrap things up, if you'd like to know Jesus, all you'd have to do is just ask him into your heart. He loves you, and he's a wonderful, wonderful person, friend, lover, God. He is awesome. So just receive him into your heart. Simple prayer like, Jesus, I'd like to receive you in my life. I want you. I want to know your truth. I want to have a relationship with you and understand what these people are talking about and what all the other Christians are talking about. And if you're a Christian, you could say, I really want to make a real contact with you, not just religion or ideas. You pray a prayer like that, bam, he will be in your life and he will keep and protect you forever. So we'd like to thank you for stopping by, and we had a little nice time with you today. And looks like the internet always puts a break. As soon as you go that route, it goes, sorry. But anyway, we just want to thank you for stopping by. Hey guys, don't forget to stop by montecagle.com and pick up my book, Racism and the Cure. There is a cure. And also don't forget to stop by and check out our YouTube channel, the Monte Cagle YouTube channel. And there you can see many of our talks and see a lot of the things that could be a real encouragement to you. I'd like to wish you a very beautiful Sunday. And remember, we always try to tell you, keep looking up and be encouraged. It's almost over now, guys. Keep looking up and not down. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.